Captain's Log number 1, and I thought we would start with what is Terratorial. In short, Terratorial is an RTS. It's a modern real-time strategy game. It's something that we think is very novel. We think that it takes inspiration from all the right places, and it is a good modern approach to RTS game design. It focuses on alternative game modes, so different ways of playing RTS that aren't just kind of the same thing over and over again, which is very much inspired by what games like Time Splitters did for the FPS genre. While RTS games usually have kind of a build-out, additive-style gameplay, we wanted to go for something which was a bit different, and we came up with an idea for more subtractive gameplay. So at the beginning, you may settle outwards, and then at a point, the area stops, and then it's about stealing from each other. And finally, as someone who wasn't a huge RTS player, and in fact probably half of our team weren't really big RTS players, we wanted it to be an RTS that we would want to play. We wanted to break away from the hardcore niche and make something which we thought was more broad. Coming from our previous game in 2020, we had done a pretty long development part-time of a very narrative-driven game. It was a point and click, so very, very simple. But we really wanted a challenge after that. We wanted to pick up something a bit meatier. So at the beginning, we hadn't really settled on a game idea, and we were training up. We were working on the things that we didn't understand, and for me that was a lot. I was an audio guy, and I started playing with some design ideas, and it was a very free and loose approach. Everyone was very open to experimenting with different things. We did like a third-person shooter, we did all of these different micro projects. But then things kicked up into another gear as we found a game that we really liked. So we did a 2D prototype, which even had basic networking. And this was when we started talking to people about it and saying, hey, would you be interested? And then surprisingly, people looked at the 2D game and they said, I think this one needs a little bit longer in the oven. So that didn't quite go anywhere, but we didn't really lose hope with it, and we really liked it. So I think it was in 2021 we started talking about, well, maybe we should commit to this and make it into a 3D game. Things started to kick into another gear throughout 2021, and then in 2022 we received UK Games funding. I mean, we applied for it, we didn't just receive it randomly, but we received UK Games Fund funding, and we managed to invest a lot more time into ironing out some of the kinks, some of the problems that we needed more full-time work to solve. So that gave us about another 7 months, and so what some of the biggest takeaways of that were some major mechanics, a brand new UI, and just time to fix the problems. Since UK Games Fund, which has been almost a full year now, we have been really grinding out what the game is, like what do we want it to be, and that comes from both a game design perspective and from a business perspective. How do we want to release this thing? Like, what would be the best value for the players and allow us to continue on as a company who wants to make games? And the big thing that we keep coming back to with this project is we are very ambitious about its opportunity to do a lot of different things. We're very happy with the bare bones of the narrative and of the characters. The characters are a big part of what makes Terratorial. We think that the game modes and the expressive and expansive gameplay is a big sell, and it means that the game is infinitely expandable in that way. And the team's in a really good place. We've managed to pick up the quality of the team is far greater than we deserve. We really are being held up massively by how good our team is. So now Terratorial has just received a massive overhaul of its UI and UX, which I've been focusing on myself for about a month. We've also been hammering out some of the bugs that have plagued the game for multiple years. We've updated Unity and fixed a bunch of stuff, updated our behavior system so that it was less intensive, so the ships are generally responding much better, and we are working on an early access level. So the first time that Terratorial will be publicly available, hopefully, depending on what happens, will be via this early access level, which I will put a little teaser of here. I'll show you what we've got. For the future, I hope that the conversations that we're having across the UK, across international markets with people I hope that one of these things will work out and that this will not be the speculative thing where we don't know what quite is going to happen with it. But I do know that so much time and so much hard work has gone into creating a very well-rounded game. It has its problems, but a very well-rounded game and a really fun game. So I have no doubt in my mind that we can at least get it out on a small level and show people what we've been doing and hopefully generate some interest. And if this sounds like something you might be interested in, then I would really, really appreciate it if you could check it out. Check out our other videos, check out our socials, and once there is some kind of wish list or something to go to, obviously you could follow along. If you want any news about that one, you can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, whatever. Our website is terratorial-game.com. And obviously follow us wherever you're watching this video and you might hear more.